We're gonna try the frocket hold today. Hope it holds up. Can you guys hear me? Ow. Yo, if you stumbled across this message, it's not a coincidence. It's probably because you've been dealing with people throwing dirt on your name, talking shit behind your back, and running a whole smear campaign for no good reason, and you're left wondering why. And if that sounds correct, then no, I'm here to help. I got some answers for you, and we're gonna untangle that mess right here, right now. So, if you don't know me, hello, hey, how you doing? My minch, my friends. I don't really feel like going through the introduction. I just feel like getting into the message. We'll save that for a later date, or check out some of my other videos. But if you've been rolling with me for a minute, you know that Spirit likes to speak to me in many ways. And one of the ways, he, she, whatever, they like to drop little nuggets in the back of my brain to snack on, in forms of words or song lyrics or movie scenes, just like little tidbits of information that I in particular will pick up at some point in time. And this time, they've been giving me two words: disheveled, and most notably, okay, the frocket's not working. It's hanging a little too loose. I gotta hold it. Damn it. Disheveled, most notably, has come through in the song "Buried Alive" by Chance the Rapper. What was the lyric? Used to be disheveled, but now I shovel everything. Everything. God bless. That is a fantastic phrase. Like, ooh. And that's what I mean. I think, like, sometimes lyrics or phrases or whatever will just stick. And to me, that's Spirit speaking to us. However Spirit speaks to you, start to notice and pay more attention to the things that are lingering around in the back of your brain. But also, okay, let me get on to the second word Spirit's been dropping before I get into that. Pelear. I swear one of my guardian angels, Spirit team members, is Latin origin in some way, shape, or form. A Roman centurion, a freaking Franciscan Franciscan monk. I don't know. Whoever they be, they're speaking to me in Spanish, and that is not my what do you call it? Domestic language. That is not my first language at all. I speak a little Spanglish, but that's about it. Anyway, pelear means to dig. So why is Spirit dropping these little nuggets? Well, one, as tools to uproot the nonsense that's been coming my way. And like I said at the beginning, if you're resonating with this, your way too. Like, why people want to throw dirt on your name, why people want to run you through the mud. Well, one, it's because you're too damn shiny, son. You're sexy, and you should know it. But most of the time you don't know it because people are jealous and they do their damned best to make sure you don't know it. And so we're all mirrors to each other, right? Like, no man is an island. I truly believe that. And it is I know individualism and being self-made and self-love, like, I resonate with that, and it's definitely put on a pedestal. But truly, I believe we are made to be in community and connection with each other. So if you're vibing with me, we're fam. We are kinfolk. And leave a like, comment, subscribe, do the damn thing, show some love. But anyway, No man is an island. And people who run smear campaigns know that. But if you're operating in truth and love, you are able to stand alone and survive these smear campaigns, because these smear campaigns are based on lies. And this is why they can never do it to your face. Or in my experience, if every time someone has had a problem with me, it's always been surprising. Like, they've never come to my face and been like, I hate your guts. You know, like, they always have to be a sneaky little, I wanted to say a bad word, but we're not going to. They want it to be a sneaky little devil, because they know if they brought it to your face that your presence alone would dismantle their disheveled energy. And what smear campaigns aim to do is to make you seem disheveled, make you seem unhinged, make you seem like you're not trustworthy. But if anyone came to you and was genuinely seeking the truth of the situation, they would know that you're not disheveled at all, that the other person is just being a little bitch. And so, yeah, let me take a minute because, oh, Lord. Sick and tired of dealing with this unhinged energy. Lord, have mercy. Used to be disheveled, but now I shovel everything. Where does it come from, right? Like, aggravated assault is what I just heard, but it's not up front. Like I mentioned, it's behind the scenes. And it comes from shame, really. Like, when people... Shame. Good fucking Lord. Have I dealt with shame. Both my own, but a shit ton of other people's shame. Because I believe... I believe the culture I grew up in is emotionally inept, stunted. Especially when it comes to dealing with lower vibrational energies such as shame. Everyone's first response is to say, get it off me, get it off, it's not mine, right? And sometimes that is the response you need, but other times you do need to take responsibility for your emotions and your actions. And my experience has been most people will not take accountability. Like, the operating system most people operate on is defending their worldview at all costs without being able to hit it from different angles. Like, for me, reflection is simply sitting with yourself and actually being able to consider how you might be wrong. These type of people will never consider how they are wrong. They spend all of their time defending how they are right. And that is a weak stance, because if you can't find the holes in your own logic, then you're not fortified. You're coming from a fragile state. And they know this, whether consciously or subconsciously, and instead of actually doing the damn work, digging their own shit, they dump it on other people. So that's where it comes from. I hope that cleared up something for you. But now let's get into how to freaking actually resolve it, because it is not your job to deal with other people's shit. If you consider yourself an empath, like I do myself. Oh, a rainbow. Where's that coming from? Sorry, getting distracted. ADHD, baby. If you're an empath like myself, your operating system is more along the lines of, how might I be wrong? That's kind of how you lead, or at least in my experience it is like, let's resolve the conflict. let's let's whoa, what was I getting? Let's compromise, right? A lot of people do not operate like that. Um, a lot of people, again, like I said, operate off of uh, still kill and destroy. Let's make sure I never have the make sure I always have the upper hand. But we're not talking about them. I'm talking about you. How to remove this energy, how to dig it out. If you're an empath, one, you don't need to pick it up. Sometimes you just need to let people, I hate that phrase, let them be, let them, I'm getting a whole bunch of analogies here. Pigs like to rut in their own filth, and it's no use trying to convince a pig not to do what it does. Like, one phrase I've been working with is on God, eat shit. Seriously, because it's not your job to deal with other people's unprocessed emotions, really. Like, let them, to me, means let them bury themselves in their own garbage, because karma's real, honestly. Like, if you're operating in truth and love, know you are protected. Like, I can recall times in my life where people who wanted to do me harm got hit hard. Like, nothing I did, but one had a heart attack, the other got brain damage from being in a accident. What else? Another one who got stink eye. Like, you ever just catch somebody who's like giving you smug looks, like stink eye, brother? I seriously just closed my eyes. Like, we were hanging out. It was a one-on-one situation. It was very awkward, and they were just like hating. They were sending hate. So I just like closed my eyes and just shut them off. And sometimes that's what you have to do, is stonewall. That you have to close off your empathy, because when people and what happened is that that energy got sent right back to him, and he got food poisoning. He got the shits. So. No, you do not have to pick up that energy and process it and try to figure out why, because you don't need to make sense of nonsense all the time. But if you're like me and that doesn't really satisfy you and you want to uncover the truth a little more, let's dig a little deeper. Because, again, you do not have to put up with this garbage. One of the things that smear campaigns try to do is isolate or ostracize you. Again, because as humans, we do operate off of connection, and some people value that connection. They value their perceived image over everything, over truth, over your honor. Like, some people will be just straight up disrespectful in order to save face. But again, the truth always comes to light, and karma is quite literally a bitch. Like, it's built on a weak foundation, and it's always gonna crack. And karma, like, you have to pay up at some point. You cannot keep up a lie. Lies always demand repercussion, and it's not yours. I'm not saying for you to do anything. So it is disheartening, discouraging, confusing, and again, like I mentioned at the beginning, they want to leave you in a disheveled state. So when you're going through these things, my phone, gotta turn that shit off. It can be a shitstorm, a whirlwind, but you don't have to let it have the final say. You are the authority of your mind, and what you focus on is very important. So when these people want to make themselves more important in your story than they actually have a role being. You know what I mean? Like some people, they're just like, they revel off the fact that they can be like your rival. Like I mentioned before, like I've dealt with people. It's like I didn't have a problem with you at all, but somehow I'm your arch enemy. Like what? Like, are you good, brother? Like that's one thing you can use to deflect this energy because it does come from people who are fractured in their soul and in an unhinged state. And so if someone's trying to talk a whole bunch of mess on your name and you have to face them in some form, ask them like straight up. One, they will hardly make eye contact with you unless they've consciously chosen to be a dickhead, and then they're just playing these power games, and don't back down. When these people, you have every right to hold your ground, look them in the eye and say, "Are you good, brother?" Because they want to make you seem out to be the crazy one, but again, truth is fortifying, and when you operate in truth and love, you can withstand these smear campaigns. So, no, you have every right to take up space and call it out because it's not right. It's not right. I'm not. Don't over explain yourself, but if you're able, say it for what it is. Some devils can only be dispelled once you speak their name. And so, if you have that opportunity, I encourage you to call it out and stand firm. So, another option is just to remove those people, because a lot of the times, like I said before, these people have already decided that they're going to misunderstand you. So there's no use in trying to win people over or explain yourself because they don't want to. They've chosen. And so what do? You leave them. And it's a bit of an exodus situation. Sometimes you do have to go into the desert and it does fucking suck. But God will always replace what has been lost tenfold. He just will. So I want to leave you with, so I left you with, you good, brother? Leave the situation. And also spiritual hygiene. I tried to come in here and film this message earlier, but the energy was just heavy. Like, I felt drained, I felt tired, and it is exhausting going through these things. So in a real practical sense, what you can do is take care of yourself, again, because they're trying to make you seem uncouth, unkept, and sometimes the best way to fight back is to just, I'm hearing Del the funky homo sapien, you gotta wash your ass if you must, you gotta brush your teeth if you must, or else you'll be funky. So in a very real sense, keeping up with your daily hygiene is spiritual warfare. So this morning I felt heavy, right? And then I went on a walk. Like, fortunately, I live like 10 minutes away from a trail that is dense with trees and nature and a wonderful little waterfall. Like, very grateful for that because instantly felt better after I went on that walk. So if you can, take a walk. It doesn't have to be long, or you don't have to go on some crazy quest, or what do you call it, pilgrimage, like literally a neighborhood walk. Sometimes will be the cure. But also getting a haircut, I need one. Making sure your clothes are clean, you smell good, like for real. I've been seeing a lot of those videos of like me before a 12-hour shift or whatever, and then me after, And I'm not going to lie, a couple of times I've been mistaken as a homeless person after a long day of work. Oh, man, it's cringy to admit that. But it's on, like, people judge a book by its cover. It's just how we are. And so, one, if you can, please extend grace to people who look like they've been through the ringer, especially if it's through work. Like, I know not everybody wears a uniform, like a hospital worker or something like that, especially in the construction industry, man. Sometimes we be looking real ragged after a long day. But yeah, don't even get me started on that, because that has there's depths to that. Unequal pay, fucking extortion, or not extortion, what do you call it? Yeah, it is extortion, because they're taking advantage of people's time and energy, and that is a resource. And anyway, not going to get too much into that. So spiritual hygiene, removing yourself, calling it out, stonewalling, shutting down your empathy. Like, if you're empathetic, I'm not asking you to not be empathetic. I'm just asking you to reserve it for people who deserve it and who have earned it, and keep it for yourself for the time being until you find those people. There's one I'm missing. Oh, justification. You guys ever read or hear about the Gottmans and their 4 horsemen of apocalypse for relationships and connections? One of those horsemen is justification. And so, if you find yourself arguing with people, friends, family, whoever it may be, about like ill treatment or ill will, and they're justifying their actions without actually taking accountability, that's a sign to cut them off. Like, again, some people have just decided that they're going to misunderstand you and they won't change. And you just have to, that's God's job. God is amazing. God can do miraculous things, and I do believe we co-create with God, but leave them to God. Let them bury themselves and let God resurrect their soul. Anyway, is that it? Oh, and fight forward. That's the main one here. So, focus training. Good Lord, ADHD, like I mentioned. So it's hard to not pay attention to these things, right? Because trying to make sense of nonsense just leaves you exhausted. And so the best thing to do is to use your focus to fight forward. So if you have projects you're working on, if you have dreams, if you have anything that lightens you up and makes you feel excited, double down on that and use that energy, because it is irritating and frustrating dealing with these things, and you can use that energy for good. That's what transmutation is all about, and alchemy, and it is a potent source of fuel to move you forward. And it does take training to constantly, and it's hard to do that when you don't know what's going on. So I hope this video clarified what you might be going through and gave you some tools, some tips, some inspiration to keep going and move forward. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.